Well, good morning, everyone. I would like to first thank Senator Honorable Lucille Moore for her companion here with us. And I would also like to thank every single one of our sponsors who is here with us and those who are not been here with us and everybody that has been involved. Because as Allison have mentioned, this was a challenging project. I mean, it's not very common to see a cement company involved in such endeavors. I believe that we are now part of a multinational company called the Cemex Group, and we have presence in over 55 countries, and I can assure you this is the first time we do something like this. To an extent that this same exercise is being now copied in our operation in Mexico and with a possible subsequent exercise in our operation in Panama and Colombia. We have been involved in many social responsibility venues in other countries, but never something like this, never something this big, never something that will take a house and just redo it again. So I believe it's very challenging, but I think one of the things that I take out of this exercise is that being this challenge, being this difficult, made it a lot more valuable. Because I mean, the easy things have no value whatsoever, and I believe that we surrounded each other with the best of the best in Barbados. And I believe that if we haven't done so, we haven't been able to be successful in this endeavor. So I think that it was very satisfying to be at the house and to see the family reaction and to see our sponsor being so satisfied with the outcome of the exercise that we did. And I want to thank them because, as I mentioned when we were doing the reveal of the house, at the beginning of this exercise, it was very appealing to get to know all these companies that are as large or larger than Arawak and that have been in Barbados for longer periods than Arawak. And as Arawak is started with a lot of challenges, because I gotta be honest with you, it's not very easy to have an industry or to have any businesses in a country like Barbados. Everything has to come from overseas. There is a scarcity of local resources in terms of raw materials, and the logistics around the island is very difficult. I can tell you that for Arawak it's very challenging to be here because our cost is very high. It's extremely expensive to produce energy and to produce a material like cement in Arawak. We have an incredible good source of raw material because the limestone that Barbados produces is one of the purest in the world. But everything else has to be imported and everything else has to be brought from overseas. And I can only imagine that we face a small challenge compared to, for example, Harris, which has an industry that everything, I can only imagine how difficult it has to be to coordinate everything to come here and to produce it here and then to export to all the locations that they have. And our distributors who also import most of the things that they move, the gypsum board, the wood, the nails, all the tools that they do. So I believe that everything that we achieve in Barbados, not only in this project, but all the things that we do have a lot of value and meant a lot to us and a lot to our sponsors because of the challenges that we face. And I cannot tell you how proud I am to see that this exercise was successful regardless of everything that happened, and that I believe that without the support from Allison, Roxanne, Dawn, and her team, and all the sponsors that were here, that came together to make this happen, it was impossible to achieve. But as you said, the results is incredible. I think the reaction is priceless. Seeing little Jeremiah screaming and saying, yeah, and all this, it was just fantastic. I mean, that just paid for the whole thing. I don't want to take much of your time because I know we're all very excited to see the first show on how he's gonna say. So just to add up, I would like to say thank you. I really think this is an experience that we will all be able to take to tell our kids and our grandkids and say, you know what, that thing that you see in TV, that you've seen in other countries, we did something like that, and we were part of something like that, and we were really excited, and it took blood, sweat, and tears, but at the end of the day, we made an impact on this family, and we were able to help them beyond what we needed to do, and I think that it was going to be something that they will remember for the rest of our lives, and for their lives as well as we will remember too. So at the end, I just want to say, from Arawak and everybody involved in this project, I would like to say thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the result that we have this today. Thank you.